Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
We both look like news. Both look like broadcasting while we were sitting waiting for it to start. So very fitting.
Right, right. Good morning, y'all. Welcome back to another episode of the We Got Y'all podcast. It is your girl, Ray P, and we are covering the morning show. Of course, I am not here alone. I am joined by my co anchor, road dog, producer. all of the things, K Rich, aka Kyron Richardson. What's going on, friend?
Not too much. Not too much. It's a pleasure to be working with the Alex Levy and Chris Hunter and the whole. I'm just trying to be the Mia to your Chris. That's all. I'm just
Well,
trying to
don't
be the
steer
Mia
me
to your
down the
Chris.
wrong road now.
Nah, I ain't gonna do all that. I ain't gonna do all that. Man, but we're gonna get there. We're gonna be working together. So yeah, pleasure as always to be here with
For
you.
sure.
Pleasure as always to be here with y'all listening. Please remember to like, subscribe, share, check out our YouTube, leave comments, be a part of the episodes. Um, the morning show streaming on Apple TV Plus. As Rachel mentioned, we're here to talk about episode 5 of season 4, titled Amari. Directed by Millicent Shelton and written by Vanessa Baden Kelly, both Black women.
Hey.
Just want to point that out. Vanessa Baden Kelly, former Miss Black and Gold winner, 06 to the Good Bros. But a child actor, if anybody's ever seen, Nickelodeon days, My Brother and Me, Gullah Gullah Island. I think she was on Gullah Gullah Island. And obviously she's in the writing space now, but you can definitely tell that I had to look it up. Like it was that evident. Like I had to look up and say, who wrote this episode? Because they really had a lot of things on the head, and it had to be a Black woman, and I was sure, as well as the direction. And shout out to Apple TV, shout out to the morning show for making sure that those stories were told in this way, at least from the perspective. A lot of times, even within our own community, we're trying to tell stories for people without including those people in the writing room.
Yeah.
And that wasn't the case. And I'm glad that there was a lot of authenticity and a lot of things that Black women deal with in the workplace as well as real life.
Absolutely.
Even if you want to go as deep as birth mortality rate and stuff like that. So I'm glad that was discussed. I'm glad that was given to the hands of Black women, and they definitely knocked it out the park. And, obviously the morning show, that's not the demo. So they easily could have just said, take what we give y'all, but they took some care to that. So for people like us who are Black, who do watch the show and enjoy the show, we can see ourselves and see the experience of those that we know within this show, which is really not, it's not common. It's not common. Sure. Not that we don't see Black people, but we don't necessarily see the Black perspective.
For sure.
This one felt different. So shout out to that.
For sure. You totally just reminded me. I don't know if you saw it. There was a clip of Lee Daniels who was on a panel talking about essentially having Black writers in the room. And I can't remember if he was the only Black person on the panel, but he was speaking to some other directors and they said, you have Black characters or something to that effect. And they were like, yeah. And okay, what about your writer's room? Is there anybody Black in there? And they were like, well, we've got diversity. There's people of color, I think like an Asian man or something like that, but no Black people writing for Black people in the writer's room. And that matters because there is, to your point, you had to go immediately look it up. There is always a difference in tone, in conversation, in inference, in the writing. It's not heavy-handed, but it's just always a little
it's
different.
And not even to that point, if anybody listens to the Culture Garden, if you listen on audio platform, we have the Denzel interview from his Fences press tour.
Yeah.
Where it's not color, it's culture. And it's really not even a Black thing, it's a culture thing more than anything. It is a Black thing, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
It's also a culture thing where even when it comes down to Mia's hair, like if you're not a Black woman writing this episode, you don't change Mia's hair. You don't see the importance and the significance of that. You know what I mean? So all of those things matter. And it made me think of another show from Apple TV Plus, or they're rebranding to Apple TV, excuse me.
Which I've always just called it Apple TV.
Yeah. Did you it feels like UBN Plus and shit. Did you watch The Studio?
Yes.
Okay. We never talked about it. I don't think we talked about it.
Did I tell you to watch The Studio?
You did tell me to watch. Maybe you did. I mean, you tell me to watch everything, Rachel. Shit. Right. You tell me to watch everything. There's 11 shows that Rachel told me to watch that I still haven't watched yet. Either way, It reminded me, and the studio's an amazing show, broke the record for Emmys, won for a comedy series.
Yeah.
My type of comedy, my type of humor.
Feel like I told you that,
which,
but
which is why Rachel told me to
yep.
watch it. But it reminded me of the casting episode when they're trying to make the Kool-Aid movie.
Yeah.
And obviously that's satire, so it's funny, but it's real. And it takes a look behind it. Like, and there was a moment where they had two writers. Once they realized that we made the Kool-Aid Man black, blah, 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 they realized they needed black writers. Yeah. So they went to the writers and realized they were a woman and a person of color, as they like to say, but not black. And they made a comment about, well, if this is going to be all black cast, we can't even write this film. So we'll feel bad for trying to write black voices when we're not black. Yeah. And it was the whole big thing. And it just made me think of all of that. But as we get into the episode, I just wanted to point that out because we will talk about just those characters, obviously, between Mia and Chris and the team that we didn't know we needed. Yeah. The tandem and duo. But the synopsis of the episode is Chris confronts her past as online rumors swirl. Mia devises a new strategy. So there you have it, just in the synopsis. It is very much focused around those two characters. Yeah. And since that's the case, it's good that we save them and just kind of get into Bradley, Alex, Cory, and everything else of it all. So where do you want to start between, I guess probably, I don't know. Where do you want to start? Bradley, Alex?
It goes Bradley for me because Alex is really interwoven in the Mia of it all significantly for me. So fair.
Yeah, so Bradley and Cory, I guess, are their own topic, and we'll talk about everything else with Alex interwoven in that. So we opened the episode with Bradley and Cory rooftop dancing. Shout out to New York. Can always find anything in New York. And Bradley is kind of playing into things. We know she knows or is accusing in her mind Cory of everything. Bradley's playing into everything, and there's a moment when she asked Cory to see some pictures about something about just as a Cory or a plan to get his phone out. Asked Cory to get her a drink, a Negroni. Doesn't want a bottle of wine because, of course, that's just an easy drink to pour and just come right back. Let's take something that's gonna need a little bit of time. So she has his phone, which, as I was thinking about Cory leaving, I'm thinking like, man, just the trust that you just leave your phone with somebody. Just trust that they don't go through it, especially a reporter, a journalist. It is what it is. But as he's leaving, Bradley immediately goes to his email, search for Wolf River, doesn't find anything, and then searches for Kenneth Stockton, where she does find one document. I thought the show did a great job. A little bit of foreshadowing. When she opened up the email, we saw previous searches. Yeah. There were about 4 previous searches. And obviously you don't think anything of it at that time, but it plays out later in the episode. She sees some photos of Kenneth Stockton. There's a mystery woman that she ends up using her phone to take a picture with. They're trying to find out who that is before Cory comes back. And of course, once he does, with her drink that you just asked for, now you decide that you got a late or early morning. You gotta go. All right, something seems a little bit off, but it is what it is. We also get Bradley talking to Alex, where Bradley goes over Alex's apartment. There's a lot of Chris stuff going on that we'll discuss, but she's mentioning, hey, I don't know if I can sign an extension at this time. I don't want to get involved into the Chris of it all. And, oh, by the way, just want to let you know that I kind of accidentally slept with Cory. And I love Alex's reaction, like a oops. Like, what do you mean you accidentally slept with Cory? And Cory is a safe place. And Alex, being the journalistic mind that she is, immediately goes to, did you tell Cory about this story? Did you ask him? Because if so, you're going to have to recuse yourself and you fucking everything up, which means you're burning everything down for no reason if this is a movie you're going to make. Again. That's the whole thing, man. This is a trend with you right now, Bradley. Like, what's going on? And I know Alex just told her last episode, but what the fuck you got going on? Every time you around, some shit going down. Yeah. And you got to grow up. You got to get out of this. And she asked Bradley to call Cory to get information, and she can't do it. Just ask about dinner. And obviously Alex sees the conflict of interest of it all. What do you think about this whole dynamic as Bradley is really not knowing what she's doing? That's a big difference I'm noticing between Alex and Bradley. Yeah. You can tell that Bradley was out in the field at these coal mine protests, and Alex she has a dad who is in academia. She has the training and the education of knowing how to work this journalistic world because she knows how to navigate things, and Bradley doesn't. She's just kind of grasping at straws, and it's kind of crazy to see.
Well, it's very interesting that you say that because I think you're absolutely correct about Bradley seeming unfocused this season and grasping at straws. Whereas I think previously, and when we met her, yes, she was different than Alex because she doesn't have the academia and the pedigree. Um, but she seemed much better at her job before.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm wondering, is it the burden of having the FBI really still breathing down your neck? Is it the fear of uncovering something that you could be implicated for? Again, see FBI. Um, I don't know what it is, but Bradley is not doing her job well. Well, candidly, her job is to be on the morning show, and she is
Mm-hmm.
doing that well. But this investigative journalism is not really panning out for her in a way that I really would have anticipated, and in a way that I think Katrina would have anticipated for Bradley. Because what are you doing? She feels sloppier than she used to.
Mm-hmm.
Is it just that I'm out of practice because I've been in the classroom for 2 years, or what? There's something to it, even with pretending to still be all in on Cory at the top of this episode. We as viewers, or at least for myself, have felt like, oh, she's laying it on thick.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, you can tell that there is a shift. And I think that Cory felt it too, but didn't quite know what it was or what she had going on. There was
Mm-hmm.
very much a glint of, hmm, something's
Yeah.
different, but I don't know what it is yet.
You can only pull that off if you built like that. Cory's built like
Yeah,
that. Alex is built like that. Bradley's not built like
for
that. So
sure.
anytime there's extra weight on her shoulders, you
Hmm.
can kind of tell it. You can see it. You can see
Yeah,
the stress on her face. And I think you made
yeah.
a point earlier about what it is. It's exactly what you said.
Hmm.
It's the FBI.
Hmm.
It's Hank. Her brother's name's Hank, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. FBI. It's Hank. It's knowing that I'm coming back into a role without pure intentions about what I'm doing here.
Hmm.
I'm doing these side missions with Chip. Where
Yeah.
to quote my favorite show of all time, The Wire. There you go, giving a fuck when it ain't your turn to give a fuck.
Hmm. Who love that?
And you're a journalist, so I'm not gonna say your job shouldn't be to investigate stories, but that is not why you're here. Since you have so much going on, maybe
Yeah.
it is a good idea for you to just get your feet back wet with the
Hmm.
morning show until whoever is talking about the story, maybe you pass that off
Yeah.
to say, hey, somebody else look into this. I can't do it. I don't have the mental capacity.
Hmm.
I don't have the professional capacity to even investigate this. And now you look sloppy in all these other areas.
Yeah.
And it's obvious to everybody else. Alex picked it up real quick. Like, hold on. You sleeping with Cory. That means this. Cory's picking
Hmm.
it up. Like, hold on. Like, this doesn't add up. You
Yeah.
seem a little odd. You just asked me to order you a drink. Now you got to go. Everything
Hmm.
seems off with Bradley. And
She's not slick.
yeah, and we see at the end of the episode, the FBI is there.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
they might have got wind of this River Wolf story. Maybe they're the ones that shut it down. Who
Yeah.
knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? But obviously, all of this is coming into play, and she's got too much on her plate. And you can't go from teaching community college in West Virginia. And
Hmm.
we're not saying Bradley doesn't have the experience, but when you out the game, even when Jordan came back, it took him a year and a half to kind of really get back on that podium as a
For
champion.
sure.
Like he didn't just come in and get it. You still need to get your legs underneath you and get back into it. So I don't know. Um, as we transition to the end of the episode,
Yeah.
Bradley does meet with Cory at his
Hmm.
place. And rewatching it, you can tell that Cory knows. Like you don't know it the first time, but you can
Very
tell the second
clearly.
time for sure. It's
Hmm.
very clear. The
Hmm.
way he opens the door, the way he kind of looks at her, and she mentions, "Hey, we're gonna go out. Like we're gonna eat here." Well, I did plan on eating here. Actually, I was gonna make you some
Yeah.
roses. Shout out to Cincinnati. I was gonna make you some lasagna
Mhm.
from a recipe I got from my buddy at Carbone. However, as I was looking through my email, when you search for
The
something on
searches.
your previous search engines, man, they get people caught up more times than not. As I was searching, I realized that someone looked up Kenneth Stockton.
Yeah.
You just had my phone. Putting the pieces together. And us as viewers want to know, is this true? Is Cory as bad as what Chip and Bradley are taking him to be? And he denies everything. Says, listen, I just got this job. I do what most people do when they get a new job, especially in a high position. I listen to my boss. They
Yeah.
said, squash it. I ran it through the proper channels. They told me I had nothing to report. So I moved on to Mitch Kessler. And I'm actually hurt that you think I had something to do with a man dying.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's not even me. I'm a lot of things, but I ain't that.
Yeah.
So you don't know me at all. And you could have just talked to me or asked me. And were you fucking me just to get this information?
Yeah.
Like, I don't care what you say at this point. That's what I'm going to believe. So there's a lot of stuff going on. What did you think?
I agree. It is rare that I feel bad for Cory. Throughout this season, I've called Cory a villain, an anti-hero. Here's the thing. We knew last season that he actually loved Bradley.
Mm-hmm.
And so here I am back in New York. Here I am with essentially a fresh start after throwing Stella under the bus because I needed this job more than anything because I've sold off my assets trying to live, trying to survive off of the trouble I got in behind your ass, Bradley, in the lowest of keys. Here I am, and here we are sharing what I thought is love. And now you're investigating me. Yes, I'm a fixer, but know me well enough to know what's in scope for me and what's out of scope. You're such an investigative journalist. You didn't know that he fell off the face of the earth. You didn't know that he played in my face too. He took me down, while he was on his way out. So I have no reason to protect him or to protect whatever happened. You know what I'm saying? Because actually, I'm quite jaded by it all.
Mm-hmm.
But know me enough to know that. Have done even whatever I didn't tell you, have done actual research other than hanging your hat on me being a supervillain. I'm also hurt because a supervillain is what you think of me as. She said, this is what you do. Is it?
Right.
Yes, Cory makes things happen. Yes, Cory has been known to be a puppet master. Yes, we saw him betray Stella for his own gain last week. Howsoever, murder,
Right. Right.
a little blackmail I can do, but I draw
Right.
the line at murder. I'm not doing that. Come on now.
Mm-hmm.
And was this real? It's always been real for me.
Mm-hmm.
You played in my face last season when I told you I loved you. And so here we are, what I think is a fresh start, building on something that I've always wanted. And now, here you are playing with me again. Here you are, where I've presented myself, I've laid myself before you transparently as Cory can be. Because I don't think Bradley knows how he got the job and this and the third. Like
No, of course not.
yes, the translucent.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I like that.
Translucent.
I like that.
But you been stringing me along.
Mm-hmm.
My interest in you is real and genuine. As far as I'm concerned at this point, your interest in our chemistry and this and the third is only so you can get a story, only
It's
so you can
opportunistic.
investigate me. You got me fucked up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Bradley's very opportunistic, and that's how she operates, and that's how she moves. And like you said, I'm a lot of things, but I ain't that.
I
And
ain't
there's something
that.
about knowing. I'm not. I don't want to hear anybody trying to shoot Bradley bail, saying, "Well, she's a journalist. She has to investigate these things." Yeah, but journalists also don't chase down leads that aren't going anywhere. They
Mm-hmm.
move on to the next thing, and part of
Mm-hmm.
that is the equivalent of chasing down a fake lead is thinking that Cory was capable of this.
Yeah.
Like murder is like you can be a sleazeball but not be a murderer.
But
Murder
now,
is a whole different
come
ballgame.
on, dog.
That's a whole different thing. Like I'm a lot of things, but I ain't that. if I'm Cory. So this has
And
always been a play for you. Go ahead.
for sure. And you're going through my phone. What
Yeah.
other reasons have you come in here and done? Do I need to be searching for cameras around this motherfucker? Like this is about me, but I'm also holding up a mirror. Hold up a mirror. I'm also holding up a mirror, and it's about you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where does your journalistic integrity stop and start? Because
Yeah.
now, did you sleep with me for a story? We know when I, you know, we were out together. You only went out with me so you can dig into my phone. What else have you bugged? Is my car bugged? Is there a listening device somewhere? Are you recording this conversation? It knows no bounds. And given that I know who you are, and I know that you will bury evidence, i.e., the Hank of it all, your shit is questionable too. And so it's ironic to me that you don't have, that you only see the fault in my life, in my eyes, without worrying about the plank in yours. You know what I'm saying? So
Listen.
I hate that I feel bad for Cory, because Cory is Cory. Howsoever, in this instance,
Mm-hmm.
Bradley is doing him bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't quite, and shout out to Reese Witherspoon, because I couldn't quite figure out if she genuinely felt bad about it. If she genuinely believed, once he proved, quote unquote, to her that I'm not involved in this, I was doing my job, I was worried about Mitch. Part of me didn't know if she was even buying all of that,
You know
because you wanted it to be Cory.
the hard. I was just about to say the hardest thing for us adults is to admit that we aren't who we think we are sometimes.
For sure. For sure.
And just sometimes we're the last person to realize exactly who we are.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on who you are and who your foundation is and who you have around you. Yeah, you just might be. This might be who you are, and Bradley's the last one finding out. Like, oh shit, I don't care because the action is the juice. I'm in it for these stories and all of this. I'm not in it for the love. Is cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's not really love. We never really seen other than Laura Peterson. You know what I mean? And that was a whole different thing. That was still opportunistic, in a sense. And as soon as something didn't go the way she wanted, she got up out of there.
Yeah.
Because she wanted to get the morning. Lauren even had a conversation with her about if you didn't leave, you wouldn't have all of this.
Yeah.
Which is in turn, which is what you really wanted. So here we are. And Bradley had the biggest come up ever. You think about where she was in episode 1 of this entire series, to where she is and ended up going. Like, this is what you like, even if you didn't know it, you still playing the country bumpkin role. You far from that. You're getting closer to the Corys and the Alexes of the world than you think you are.
For sure.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I want to see what the FBI has to say to Bradley.
Yeah.
I want to see how Chip takes this news, and where they go, because I'll be surprised if because Bradley does this too, where she gets confronted by something, then her she starts having, well, maybe we shouldn't investigate this. It's causing more harm than good, and then something's going to happen to where they continue to do so. So a lot of stuff going on. Let's talk about Mia.
Everybody else.
Chris. Yeah. And really Mia and Chris. I love the fact that they didn't give us a lot of outside stuff. We don't have any Yanko. We don't have any Chip. We don't have a lot of these ancillary characters, or secondary. I won't say ancillary, secondary characters.
Yeah.
That we usually would have a scene or two with. It's literally the rest of this episode. I guess the biggest conversation involves Mia, Chris, and Alex. And of course, you got some Ben in there. You have a couple other things, but it's really about Mia and Chris. So I want to talk about Mia first, because we haven't seen her in a couple episodes. She's with Defy Media, which is a black media company that's privately funded. And she is pitching ideas of how she thinks Defy should present themselves, what their next steps should be, how they should, have a niche audience, have a loyal audience. And you can tell the interview's going well.
For sure.
Right? The interview's going well. She's in there with Joy Taylor. I don't know if they did that on purpose. There is a journalist named Joy Taylor as well. But she's meeting with Joy Taylor. And we also see wanted signs from Mia around the morning show. Yeah. Which, let me tell you, I ain't gonna hold you. If I'm Ben, I I ain't gonna feel away because I got the job, but I also know nobody wants me here.
So you would in turn feel away.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. I would feel away.
There's no way not to feel away. If yes, I got this opportunity. I didn't leave the best impression on the staff when I was here visiting anyway. And okay, yeah, I got the job for whatever reason. You don't know why. You don't know if you put together a better deck than Mia. And we know why he got the job. Shout out to Stella Side Eye. But the rest of the staff is not privy to that information, and he's not privy to that information. So they don't want me here. And I have to come in and do essentially my best. And so we learn when we look back at the previous episode where we actually meet Ben, we see him producing Chris. And so now here Ben is again in this episode. Aside from being at UBN, he's on the road with Chris now doing pre-Olympic coverage. And Chris is presented with one of the swimmers saying, hey, I didn't want to ask her about this in front of everybody else, but I just wanted to check on you, sister to sister, again, a Black swimmer, and asking, are you cool? Are you cool? And we learned that there are doping allegations surrounding Mia or surrounding Chris in track, which is a major, major, major violation. You will run the risk of being stripped of your medals, this, and the third. And initially, Chris is like, what the hell?
Yeah.
But we see a level of concern from her that if she's truly solely innocent, would cause you to raise an eyebrow. And I want to shout out Nicole Bahari because I have sang her praises. She absolutely smoked this episode.
Masterclass.
If there is Emmy conversation for any episode this season, if Nikki Bahari is not in it, I'm writing letters.
For real.
I'm going on diatribes. I'm ranting online. Who do I have to talk to get her things?
I wrote it in my notes, Rachel. Like, Nicole Bahari smoked this episode. Now, why would someone write that in their notes if they know they're going to talk about it, right? That's not a noteworthy thing. It was so good I had to write it down somewhere.
For sure.
As I'm watching these scenes, I'm like, yo, she is smoking this. Masterclass.
Killing it. As she's not taking a bad role. Even if the writing isn't all of that, what she is able to do on screen, masterclass. Beautifully done. So we see that she has this allegation and have you heard about this, Ben? This is potentially an issue, not only because how this affects me, the former Olympian, but we're doing Olympics coverage. I am the key correspondent. I cannot have anything marring our time here in Paris. We've got to get on this. And so Ben is like, oh, it's probably nothing, we'll check it out. She gets home. We're presented with Marcus. Was that Alano Miller?
I don't know. Let me find out for you.
Thank you. I could have sworn it wasn't. I meant to Google before we got started, but I thought that was him. If so, shout out. If not, shout out to you. So here's her husband, who we know is also her manager. And we are...
Yes, that is Alano Miller.
Shout out to Alano Miller. Shout out
with the Killmonger.
Child.
Between him and Lewis, what we're talking about on Reasonable Doubt, the hair, man, come on.
Yeah, I don't know why they did that, but shout out to him. And also shout out to Underground. If you did not watch it when it was on, I think it's on Hulu, produced by John Legend, period piece. They are runaway enslaved people. Phenomenal show. Only got 2 seasons, robbed. But blah, 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 blah. Back to the morning show. We're at the house and we're discussing this. You know who it is. I'm already losing some endorsement behind the chatter on Twitter or X or whatever it is. You're working behind the scenes to put a stop to it. How did they get my records? It's gone beyond somebody on Twitter just saying an anonymous source and people picking up, okay, Chris Hunter doped. Chris Hunter, was dirty. She wasn't clean, even though she tested negative all of the times leading up into her races. You have records that you should not have access to. This is not some random. This is somebody who knows me and knows that I was able to shave half a second off of my time, which in track time is might as well be 5 minutes,
Yeah.
So Marcus says it's Tunde. We learned that Tunde is a former teammate, not just at the collegiate level, but high school too. We've known each other, we've run together. And in the midst of this, Chris and Marcus are planning for date night. So we're dressed up, and baby, I don't want your mind focused on this. Like, we already don't be having the time together. Let's just take this. I'm handling it. Trust me to handle it as your man. I don't, but okay. Let's go to dinner. We have a great time at dinner. The drinks are flowing clearly because when we get back to the house and are ready to get it in, immediately I'm snapped back into the business. And likely I'm drinking a lot at dinner because now I'm stressed about this getting out and this having legs. And two, maybe I'm drinking a little bit more because it's in the back of my mind. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I get back to the house and I'm here with this beautiful husband of mine. And I want to engage in the things, but right quick, while this is on my mind, and because I know who started this shit,
because I've been having some drinks.
Yeah, let me call Tunde's ass and shout out to having the same number for forever. Because the fact that I haven't seen you in years through multiple Olympic cycles and we still got the same phone numbers, I'm calling you and I'm cussing your ass out. Tunde ain't low. She puts it out there like anybody would.
As soon as I saw her leaving that voicemail, I said, "This is about to be leaked."
It's going out as it should.
You was talking greasy, Chris. You was talking greasy.
Greasy.
Rightfully so.
Drag you, because why are you playing with my name? Why are you playing with my name? So here it is. Chris has to get ahead of this story. What do? We go on the morning show. Or this is maybe she went on the morning show before. The voice.
Yeah, just to remember, Ben told her, he tried to pretty much muzzle her. Like, you can go on the morning show, but no doping. Talk about your book club. Like, just, because Chris just wanted to show her face. Like, I ain't hiding.
I'm not hiding. Exactly. So she does that. She has the fluff piece with Bradley. Here we are. The math ain't mathing. Now, here we are coming back. I'm cussing Tunde ass out. And there is nobody else, quote unquote, looking out for me. But here comes Mia back into the network with the sole intent on looking out for you, because we've already seen Mia absolutely smoke that interview, as she did with Celine and Stella. But now we're going to sprinkle in all the Black girl magic. We dancing and emphasizing, because I know that this has gone well. In the midst of the Chris of it all, Mia is confronted by her new-ish agent.
Yeah, I'm assuming that was her agent. Right?
Yeah. I'm bringing food to the house.
Ethiopian
food. Shout out to Insecure.
That's the thing I thought about too.
You live in Brooklyn and you are all the way down here in, I'm assuming, Manhattan, to bring me no good news, to let me know that this beautiful Black girl moment that we've had, all of these Black ideas, I've already prepared myself not to be making UBM money, but this is a passion project and I have the autonomy and control to be able to move the news and not it be some geriatric white man, and do what we want to do and do what we set out to do when we come to New York for these grand opportunities.
Yep.
and I find out that I'm not getting the job because Alex.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing. Not only did I not get my job at UBN because of Alex, but now
Mm-hmm.
I don't get this other shit because of Alex. And it's not because Alex spoke ill of Mia.
Right.
Alex said, y'all can't have my bitch. I need her. I will do any and everything to keep her.
Real quick, I'm
Yeah.
just curious about this. Your thoughts.
Mhm.
And we know that Alex promised to co-host the Gala
Mhm.
of
Mhm.
Joys at some point. So obviously, Joy had every right to hire her if she wanted to.
For sure.
Were you surprised? And we also know that Alex and Joy have a relationship of some sort,
Mhm.
right? They know
Mhm.
each other. Were you surprised that Defy still said, you know what? Like, she a free agent. Like, you don't let people like Mia just go back to where they came from. Like, I don't know if there's enough Alex could have said that's gonna stop me from picking her up.
Alex Levy is Alex Levy.
That's fair.
We already know that ain't no money over here at Defy. Yes, we can do all the things, but also I need sponsors now. I need our shit out now. While we're building the money, power, and respect, key to life that comes with Alex Levy. I don't want to say being in my pocket,
Yeah,
but championing me and doing the gala and doing these things has more of an immediate return than anything that Mia could do, which is
that's fair.
unfortunate. And
That's fair.
again, hopefully our paths can cross again, but I know Alex Levy is a better friend than enemy.
If you're Mia in this situation, how are you feeling as you're getting this news? Because it's not necessarily bad news, but it's also, um, if they can't have me, no one can. Like
Yeah,
you seem stuck, even though you are free to do what you want. They're not letting this happen because this is big corporation, legacy media conglomerate,
for
whatever you want to
sure.
call it.
For
How do you
sure.
feel in this moment if you are Mia?
I'm torn.
Mm-hmm.
I am torn because we know how disappointed Mia was that Alex did not make the meeting. And we know Alex was not bullshitting with in her reasoning for not being there. Stuck in traffic, dealing with the shit with her dad, now turning it into this other interview. Like she literally could not even get back to UBN if she tried at that current moment. There was no way for her to make it back in time,
I think that was the pall of it all too. I think.
Yeah. Um, so I'm torn because I'm actually still mad as fuck at you.
Mm-hmm.
But also, you think that much of me? Okay. And as somebody also in corporate, this is where it gets a little murky for me because part of me feels like Mia overcorrected
Okay. In
versus
what sense?
just the way she took over Chris and bulldozing her way. I think that there is a way that she could have leveraged it all a little bit better. And maybe you are totally done with UBN because she said, I'm done with the shit. I'm done playing. But part of me feels like she shot her nose to spite her face when I
Hmm.
think she could get a little bit more, especially because Alex is desperate. And when you're desperate, you'll do anything. I could get more out of this. And maybe Mia's like, fuck it. I genuinely don't want this. Chris may or may not feel at home here anymore. We can both get the fuck on.
Hmm. I got thoughts.
But again, Alex is a better friend than enemy.
Very much so.
Mhm.
So, as you're saying that, it made me realize because I was wondering if Andre, I believe that's her dude, her fling, whatever his name is, or whatever you want to call him, Andre, they had pool, they're playing pool.
Mhm.
He's the one that tells her, like, listen, you always do what they say.
Yeah.
Like you play by their rules because you
Hmm.
always have, or they excuse
Yeah.
me, they think that you'll play by the rules because you always
Because you
have.
always have. Sure. Sure.
Um, and I'm just not realizing Mia is running off emotion. We just got finished talking about another show where characters
Mhm.
running off emotion, and Mia's doing
Yeah.
the same because you're right. She could have leveraged it, but Mia also doesn't give a fuck.
Hmm.
Like, I think Mia's more concerned with shaking shit up
Yeah.
and letting you know the best reintroduction is making sure you know exactly who I am, and
For
there's
sure. I cut
no
my hair for this shit.
there's no confusion on where I stand about things. Like I've
Yeah.
always been the great employee. She even has it in the conversation with Chris, right? When they meet in the lobby as
Hmm.
they're in that car. Me and Mr. Chris said I was jealous of you because
Yeah.
you were able to stand up for yourself. You were able to tell the network no. And there were moments when I had the same opportunity and I didn't. And I
Yeah.
resented it because I
Hmm.
was the one doing it. And there's something about seeing you do it. And once again, that's a black woman conversation.
For sure.
Like that's a real thing that happens. And yeah, I just think that she wants to blow all of this up. And
Hmm.
like I said, if I need to take Chris, I'll pull a Willie Beeman, Al Pacino on any given Sunday where I'm leaving at the end and I'm taking the star.
Yeah.
So y'all play by our rules. It's a new ball game. And
Hmm.
Alex is stuck because as we know, UBN short staffed. Ben is changing stories every 5 minutes. Employees are frustrated. Speaking of Ben, I want to ask you this real quick. And this has to do with Marcus as well. One of Chris's main concerns, especially after Chris finds out about the doping allegations, after she talks
Hmm.
to the swimmer, Chris just seems like whatever, no real concern about it. Chris has a conversation with her husband about, hey, you know who did this? Like, this is my legacy on the line.
Hmm.
How do you feel about the way these men are showing up for Chris or lack thereof? Because Chris says it like, you guys are finally, I've been trying to tell you since start, this is serious, and
Hmm.
nobody's listening to me. Nobody's doing anything about it. They're just letting these rumors, air quote, run rampant online. Like, how did you feel about the protection that she is getting? Because Mia is the only one that really kind of cares about what Chris wants and what she wants
Yeah.
to do. Is there any
It was.
overreaction in there, or do you think that they're just trying to play it cool based off, hey, this is how the game works, and we have to play it like this?
Well, a couple of things. I think that Marcus's support has sort of come into question already for me this season.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't feel like they were reactive or proactive enough in this regard because it is her legacy. Yes, you're my manager slash husband.
Did we know that? Did
That
we
he was
know
her,
he was her manager?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so either. That rarely ends up well. That
Yeah,
rarely ends well.
right.
Rarely.
So I didn't love the Ben of it all, but also we've already talked about nobody wanting Ben. But again, think back to she and Ben's working relationship previous on the previous episode with them together. It was not great. And so he doesn't have the cachet or currency uh with Chris. I thought both he and Marcus sort of mishandled the situation or did not take into consideration that it could potentially be true. So
Mm-hmm.
because we know Marcus didn't know either, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So because of that, I think that they had sort of they were kind of lax in their reaction to the rumors, you know. Didn't love it. Was surprised, even though Marcus was figuring out who did it, where it came from. But if nothing else, while he's working behind the scenes, he didn't seem, I don't want to say he didn't seem supportive, but he didn't seem supportive
Listen,
of Chris and even just her emotions surrounding it all. You worried about the date
Rachel,
night, nigga. I'm about to lose my medals.
Rachel, I'm standing on tables. I'm
Yeah,
busting down doors. This is my wife, bro.
yeah,
Like, stop playing with her.
for
Like,
sure.
seriously. And it seemed like he was just very nonchalant and
Mm-hmm.
aloof about the entire situation.
Yeah.
Just, like, what are we talking about, bro? And like I said, that's why I can be difficult, because I'm playing manager, but I'm also your husband. But
Yeah.
sometimes you can be both, and they can be wrapped up in one big
For
person.
sure. For sure.
And as her manager, I feel this way. As her husband, I feel this way. And I don't think you're in the wrong for expressing that to anybody who's listening. And why
Yeah.
are we tiptoeing around Target and all these other things when I'm telling y'all, what do we need to do? I'm on Ben's ass. Like, Ben, what
Yeah.
do we need to do right now? Put her on the morning show right now.
Yeah.
But as Chris said, y'all placating and trying to tiptoe around the situation. I'm the one that has to deal with it. I'm the one reading about myself online,
For
the
sure.
mental health of it all,
For
and
sure.
so on and so forth. But we get to the lobby of UBN, and we do have that interaction between Mia and Chris. And it's their first one since their last conversation about, I didn't ask you to have a kid. I expect you to be
Just
here. Insane, right? And Mia knows that she fucked up. She went too far.
Yeah.
She apologizes for that, and because Chris gives a jab, which is rightfully so. You ain't just cool after somebody says something like that to
Yeah.
you. We can be professional, but we ain't cool. And she knew that there was some tension there. She wanted to apologize. Want to say she, I mean Mia, and Mia says, "I heard bro show. I'm sure you're probably not getting much support." Chris is kind of looking at her, and she's like, "Listen." Mia tells her, "I can help you get everything you deserve. I've been paying attention to you. I see you. You're a star. I can help you get everything that you want and you deserve." Which Mia says, "All right, well," excuse me, Chris says, "All right, well, jump in the car with me. Take a ride. Let's see what we're talking about." And that's when they had the conversation I brought up earlier about, hey, I let people with power. I let people have power over me and use me. And I knew I was never going to get anything in return for that. I knew they were never going to give me the same that I give them. And I was jealous at you for setting boundaries and the whole nine. And Mia is the one that advised. Once Chris said, "Hey, tell that to Marcus, tell that to Ben," you tell him.
Yeah.
Go on bro show. Stand up for yourself. Tell them off for reporting this bullshit. People, and she said something that I thought was very telling, and I think is very true in today's age. People don't stop caring about if you fuck up. They only care about if you don't own it.
Yeah.
If you own it, you be cool. If you try to pretend this shit don't happen, people can't relate to that. Because people are looking for humanity and are looking for authenticity, as we mentioned. And they go on Bro's show, or Chris does at least. And she sees Tunde, which I didn't know that they would have both of them on. I want to ask you a couple questions with this. I want to ask you a couple questions. One, do you still move forward? Let's talk about if you're Mia or Chris. It doesn't matter. If you're in charge of putting Chris on this show, which isn't your audience at all, which could end up causing more harm than good. You're not at home. You're playing. What I tell you about playing them fucking away games? Shout out to the Wire. You playing away games on a different audience. If you see that Tunde is there, Tunde. I don't know if I'm saying her name correctly.
Tunde.
Are you still moving forward with that interview?
So in the lobby, Tunde and Chris have a much needed conversation. Clearly a long overdue conversation. And we learned that Tunde is mad because at one point she was able to beat Chris most of the time. And then Chris canceled an appearance at their high school.
Which we saw on the show.
And that Chris does not give back. And Tunde is at home, at the school, in the trenches, not afraid of where she's from, and confronted with that. And also the feelings of it should have always been me. I should be the one with these endorsements. I should be the one on the Olympics. I should be the one on the news, not you, because you've pissed off people, Leading into the conversation, the conversation that they had out front wasn't in depth enough. I probably still would have done the interview, but I understand Chris's dare I say I don't want to say arrogance, but Chris's attitude towards having the conversation, like, you don't got shit on me. What are you talking about? So I think if in that preamble to the interview, if Tunde would have been like, bitch, I got proof, then I would have backed up off of. But because we don't know or really believe that there is anything to be said of Tunde's claims, yeah, I'm going on this thing to defend myself because I am a journalist. I am an Olympian. I'm about to cover the Olympics. Like, I'm already losing shit behind this.
Yeah.
I have to clear my name. And I have Mia in my ear hyping me up about the shit. You know what I'm saying? So here it is. And this is again kind of my issue with Mia, potentially putting me in harm's way.
Yeah, because you don't have enough information. You're playing away games. You don't have home field advantage anymore.
Exactly. So here we are on this red pill ass podcast. Two Black women pit against one another. One, the picture of success and this, that, and the third, and the other. And this is how bro is painting it. Like, oh, here you are. You think you're even as attractive as Chris? Who do you think is more or less attractive? You out here in the slums. You're not doing shit. You're coaching this high school. But here she is, America's golden child, UBN's princess, the grind down of news media, of sports media. And prior to Tunde saying she has the proof, Chris is low-key eating her up. You know what I'm saying?
She is.
But here I am with the big joker of these doctored records. And bro was like, hey, yo, she could sue you. Real or not? Like, hey, wait a minute.
Straight up.
This is going beyond two people talking cash shit to one another. And she presents these records and Chris looks at them. Again, Alex is on the phone. Cut this shit. Mia is on the phone texting like, get out of there. Like, enough is enough.
Pulls up.
Because now it's gone too far. And now here are these records. And for the first time, quote unquote, Chris is presented with her past in a real tangible way. Because here are these records that Tunde has been able to acquire. We learned that Chris did, in fact, have some doping in her life. Not for London, but prior to Rio. We learned that she went into preterm labor at 5 months with the baby boy that she and Marcus were unable to bring home because most of the time, unfortunately, children born at a certain point do not survive. And so Chris at the time was dealing with the weight of the loss of her child and the feelings of inadequacy and depression that comes up. And here is this athlete, this stellar gold. I don't know if she was a gold medalist prior to that. This person who has achieved all this success. And now not only have I lost my child, I've lost the endorsements. I've lost all the money. I've lost all the things. I'm destitute and depleted. I'm taping my abs to even get up to move because my body has betrayed me. And I can't even fucking run the one thing I've always been able to do. The one thing I've always been able to count on myself for, and I have nothing. Me and Marcus have nothing but each other. What can I do to turn this around? How can I right this ship? Performance enhancing drugs. And it made me sick. And because I've been so sick in my body, I feel like I deserve it. Because I lost this baby and I didn't have enough fortitude to get myself back. I needed this step. I did it. I stopped in enough time to get to where I needed to go to prove myself. I did work harder. I did damn near kill myself to do it. But then once I won, the weight of it was too much. And so that's why I decided to pivot, because I don't want to put myself in a position where it's so easy for me to lose everything again.
Mm-hmm.
The studio is silent. It's solemn in there. Bro, it's quiet because, again, this isn't what his podcast does. He does right-wing red pill bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
And here is Tunde, this other Black woman who I actually know. I have no idea of the experiences that you have. I have no idea of the loss that you suffered. But because I am jealous, and that is the root of this, because I feel like it should have been me, I should be the one, and it's not, and I'm not. I've exposed you and exposed all of this trauma and hurt and this, that, and the third. For what? Not for the honor of track, not for not for anything, but
Mm-hmm.
the fact that it's not me, and I have to sit with that. And we see Tunde sitting with the discomfort of the truth. And again, Chris denied, denied, denied. But when she's presented with the evidence, she doesn't shy away from it. She takes it and she eats it, and she bears her soul to the world on this podcast. And she says, I did it for me. I did it
Mm-hmm.
for my husband. I did it for my daughter. And I did it for my son, Amari Marcus. When I tell you I was holding my breath throughout
Yeah.
the entire scene, and again, Nicole Bahari, girl.
Mm-hmm.
My
Smoke
head, if
this.
I had it on, I would tip it to you. What a phenomenal
Tip
performance.
mine.
You got your hat on. It
Yeah.
was the tension, it was so thick on screen, it was thick in my house. Do you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
I'm listening and watching with bated breath. That's the show. We
Yeah.
finish. What can you say? Thanks for sharing. We see Mia walk Chris to her office, and there is her husband who did not know about the doping. That's the other
Yep.
part.
Yep.
She said, I didn't tell a soul. I kept it to the chest. This was between me and God and the
Mm-hmm.
doctor that, for whatever reason, I pissed off that he shared these medical records, because now I'm actually about to sue you too. But
100%. Without question.
I might not sue Tunde, but you, yeah,
Yeah.
that's a lawsuit, buddy. That's a
Mm-hmm.
federal offense, or at least at one point in time it was. I don't know. So you're going down. What are your thoughts?
I think you said them all perfectly. I don't know if I can follow that up. You just did a great job of recapping everything that happened. Um, just the idea, and there was a line that she says, a lot of women go through these things, they just don't talk about it.
Yeah.
And being the mouthpiece and the voice for that.
Mhm.
And the idea that there's always a story behind it,
For sure.
right? And everybody, I think it's one of those good reminders in a roundabout way that you never know what somebody got going on in life.
For sure.
Like you never know, and you should always lead knowing that you don't know,
Mhm.
because you might approach things differently. Because yeah, I dope, but it wasn't because I wanted to be. I've been the best. Like
Yeah.
I've already won a gold medal without
Yeah.
doping. It's kind of like, and this is just a good reminder for those who might not follow sports, don't understand why this is such a big deal.
Mhm.
No sport more, I would say, than probably track and field or maybe
Yeah.
even wrestling. Those are probably the two sports where PEDs and doping are the most serious offenses. Even basketball, you can hear a report of NFL people on
Mhm.
PEDs. They get a 4-game suspension. Nobody really talks about it with their
Yeah.
legacy anymore. It's not
Mhm.
really a big thing. Doping, I mean, Olympics, track, excuse me, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because that's just how that sport is regulated.
Mhm.
And maybe baseball to a degree. But to my point about Chris already had a gold medal before, it's like looking at Barry Bonds. Barry Bonds isn't in the Hall of Fame because of doping allegations. But if you look
Mhm.
at the years he played baseball without dope, he was still a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Still had those records. So
Mhm.
I didn't need this to prove to anybody that I was the best. I've already done that.
Yeah.
I did this for my family, as you said, and I did this because I needed a reason to keep going. I had to be worth something. I felt worthless.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't even imagine to put into words what it's like to lose a life.
Yeah.
Especially one that you carry with you. And as she talked about, I felt like I deserved that pain from these anabolic steroids because of everything that was going on. Just that side of it and understanding the why behind the act. It wasn't for personal gain. It wasn't. It was, but not in the way you think.
Yeah.
It's for me to put my life back together. It wasn't for these gold medals. And once I got it, I didn't even enjoy it.
Feel good. Yeah.
Because I too know what it's like to win this straight up. And this one just don't hit the same.
It don't hit the
and
same.
I realized at that time, if this is how I got to get it done, then I'm not even going to do it. And it's very easy, once again, for those who don't follow sports, it's very easy to use that and then not show up because she said it. It's already out my system. I stopped taking it. I was already back in my full form. So that's why she never got, I was better. And that's why I never got caught on testing because it was already out. It was just, it was like a pick me up to get me started. But the whole thing was just, I love the way you just described it. It was thick. Like it was, I sat still.
Yeah.
I just didn't move as I watched that scene. And what a performance. What a story.
For sure.
What a just an overall display of television.
Yeah.
And that's just something that we haven't, not too many shows can get a scene like that.
For sure.
Where everything just kind of combines perfectly. So it was incredible. It worked out. Mia, you gotta do some more research before you start putting her in the lion's den. Make sure you have everything. There should be no reason why everybody's just now finding out about this proof.
For sure.
And like you said, somebody getting sued. Y'all crazy.
Yeah, y'all crazy as hell.
Without question. The last part I guess we just need to touch on briefly is the Alex and Mia of it. Where rightfully so they meet in the studio.
Yeah.
And
Mia's a little too comfortable in the studio for somebody who don't work there no more.
Hey man, I run this shit. My name's my face is all over here, which you see the wanted signs, you know what it is, you know who run this shit. But I do want to just get your quick thoughts as we wrap things up on Alex. Once again, we've talked about this. She's not just a journalist, she's an executive. This is our Olympic coverage. We saw in episode 1 or 2 how important it was to land this Olympic deal and everything that goes with it. And now we have the face of it who has doping allegations. And of course, social media looks like they're on Chris's side, so it's all good. And she says, I got ratings, I got viral clips, you're welcome. And Alex don't really care about that. She cares about you going rogue.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are going, all right, you had your fun. You didn't get the job you wanted. You made a statement. All right, then cool. We got to reel this back in. And me was like, nah, it ain't even that. You were patronizing me by thinking that you have control over my life and the decisions that I can make. Which Alex, in true Alex form, which, like I said, I don't know if we talk about Jennifer Aniston and how well she's doing in this role. In true for Alex form, just raise her hand. Like, I don't know why I do anything for anybody.
Yeah.
So all y'all some ungrateful motherfuckers. I go out on my neck. I go out on the line to do all these things. And, you out here just trying to burn things down. Similar to what she told Bradley. She told her, fuck you, Alex.
Yeah.
Fuck you. You can screw over your billionaire boyfriend, and that's strategic. Cory can leak racist emails, and it's a tactical move. But when I play hard, you expect me to be better than that. Once again, only a black woman can write this shit. You expect me to be better than that. Mia tells her, I'm working with Chris now. We'll be exploring our options. Just a state of play. Chris doesn't feel UBN is the best fit for it. I'm not going to disagree. We'll be in contact. And that's how it's left. Boss moves all around. And we'll see what happens with Mia and Chris as they go on. What did you think about this Alex and Mia final showdown before the line was drawn and it doesn't look like there's any return to UBN as far as we can tell?
I think they both right and they both wrong.
This is the talk before the talk. There's always the talk before the talk, y'all.
Yeah.
There's that angry talk when you just now getting face to face with somebody who played you. And then after that, once cooler heads prevail, they'll probably have a real adult talk.
Yeah.
But you're right, Rachel.
And that's really sort of the long and short of it for me. It is unfortunate because I don't want to say Alex doesn't see herself, but Alex has always championed Mia. She
Mm-hmm.
didn't have the currency, quote unquote, to get it done before for her to get this job. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Mia is mad at Alex because she missed the meeting. Mia does not have the full information in the full picture as to why she was passed over. And then,
Mm-hmm.
so she's punishing Alex for that because she thinks it's because she wasn't there to vouch and provide whatever other uh input that would have been necessary for her to be hired. And then you turn around and block me from this other job just to keep me here even though I'm gone. I understand you being upset, but you don't have the full picture.
Mm-hmm.
Alex, it is selfish to try to keep Mia because you don't know that you'll be able to bring her back. Yes, you told Ben essentially this could have been handled differently. In so many words, no, I don't think you should have the job. She should.
Mm-hmm.
But because the ship has sailed, you got to let it go. Now, Alex has been reaching out to Mia all of this time and Mia ain't picked up. That ain't the right way to go about it neither. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like they're just there are missteps that are happening and I don't want, even though we know
Ooh.
that Chris has
To your,
expressed frustrations. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. To your point, if Mia answers that call or responds to Mia or Alex, Alex might not even try to block the Defy deal, or at least goes on. Like we had the conversation, now we good. If this is my way of getting your attention, then I'm gonna do it. So I didn't think about that till you just said it. Great point.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But all of that, but I don't also, even though Chris said that she's not super happy here, she wants to be able to do the things. I don't want in your get back to bring her down to.
Right.
I don't want her to be caught up as not confetti. I don't want her to be a casual loss. I don't want her to be friendly fire in your war against UBN.
Right.
Collateral damage. That's
Collateral
the
damage.
term.
Okay. Gotcha.
I don't want that for Chris neither. So it's unfortunate. Mia's on her boss shit. Now she's sisters is doing it for themselves. I'm curious to see the actual fallout from it all. There's a lot that we have to expect in the next few episodes. We haven't seen Celine, we haven't seen Stella, we haven't seen
Mm-hmm.
Miles. That all has to come back. We have to deal with the production or with the control room and their attitude towards Chris, or not Chris. Well, yeah, their attitude towards Chris too, but towards Ben and
Mm-hmm.
what that looks like, his role, him dealing with, because the reality is that Mia, who does not even work here technically, was able to steamroll. That's a problem for me because I got the job. She didn't. Deservedly so or not. There's a lot of conflict and resolution that needs to happen in these next few episodes, and I'm excited to see how that unfolds and what it looks like.
I was just about to say we're at the halfway point, so we still have 5. It's not like we have 3 left. There's still a
Yeah.
lot of stuff, a lot of story to
Mhm.
be told. We didn't even bring up the River Wolf of it all, and what the real story is behind that. So yeah, Stella, Celine, Miles, Cory,
Or
Bradley,
mhm.
um, all of this. Still, we're just now getting into the thick of it, and I'm very interested to see how this plays out. I
Mhm.
know that we will have Stella just from the preview for the next week. I know we're gonna have Stella back. Um, they're trying to figure things out, and I'm sure we'll have a
Yeah.
continuation of the things that happened from this episode. Also, just wanted to shout out that Alex did go to, even though she cussed out Brody, she did tell him it was a good interview. So things are kind of
Yeah,
moving forward with that. And we both predicted that we're going to see Paul again, and we haven't seen Paul.
for
So
sure.
I think they're giving enough time to where I said once she
Mhm.
see Paul again, Ava's not around anymore, and maybe
Yeah.
there's something going on. I don't know, but that's pretty much it. Episode 5, Amari. Um,
Rest in peace, baby.
Rest in peace to Amari Marcus.
Yeah.
Incredible performance by everyone, but a special shout out to Nicole Bahari.
Mhm.
Um, man, such a talent, such a
Such a
talent.
talent.
Check out our Love Brooklyn episode on the Culture Garden if you
Oh,
haven't
so
seen
good.
that yet. We just talked
So
about
good.
her.
Mm-hmm.
And as you said, Rachel, every role that she decides, whoever her team is in real life,
Yeah,
they're really taking care of her because
for sure.
she has not been in anything bad. And that's it. We'll see y'all next week. Remember to comment, like, subscribe, share, tell a friend to tell a friend. Be a part of this episode. Let us know your thoughts on what you thought about the morning show. And then we're also covering Reasonable Doubt on Hulu. So check that out. We'll see y'all next week. Always remember, we got y'all.
Peace.
We out.